From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. New Democrat leader David Eby is acknowledging that John Rustad's BC Conservatives tapped into the concerns of many people during the British Columbia election campaign. As of late Saturday, the election did not produce a clear winner, with Eby's NDP elected or leading in 46 ridings and Rustad's BC Conservatives elected or leading in 45 ridings. The Greens hold 2 seats.
We disagree on many things, John Rustad and I, there's no question. But I will absolutely acknowledge that he spoke to the frustrations of a lot of British Columbians. Frustrations about the cost of daily life, frustrations about crime and public safety, and we can agree on these things.
A party needs to hold 47 seats to form a majority in BC's 93-seat legislature. Now to the other side of the country, where it's been quite some time since this major city in Atlantic Canada had a new mayor. Halifax has elected former Liberal MP Andy Fillmore. That's according to unofficial results released late last night. He'll be replacing the outgoing Mike Savage, who was elected to the post back in 2012 and had led the city for over a decade. Savage was recently named to become Nova Scotia's next lieutenant governor. Sticking with the election theme south of the border, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris appeared with Lizzo Saturday in the singer's hometown of Detroit. She praised Detroit, calling it a great American city, in contrast to Republican nominee Donald Trump, who recently disparaged the city during a campaign stop. Harris's visit marks the start of in-person voting in Michigan. Alberta's police watchdog is investigating an in-custody death that happened inside a cell at the Calgary Police's Spy Hill Services Centre. Police say they were responding to a call for a disturbance at a fast food restaurant Friday, and when officers arrived, they found a man acting erratically. It turns out he was also wanted on outstanding warrants. After searching the man, a small amount of drugs was located. He was then medically cleared and taken to a holding cell. They say that is when he went into medical distress sometime yesterday afternoon and then died about 45 minutes later. And finally, Pure Pop kicked off the inductions at this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony in Cleveland as Dua Lipa and Cher opened the stage with Believe. Speaking on the red carpet, Dua explained why Cher, who was inducted, is such an inspirational figure.
I feel like she's such a confident voice for women, and it's been wonderful to look up to her and see, the trajectory of her career has been so inspiring, and it's wonderful to have role models like that.
Zendaya, who inducted Cher, noted that the 78-year-old was the only woman to have a #1 hit on a Billboard chart in each of the past 7 decades. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the New York Yankees are World Series bound for the 41st time. Juan Soto hitting a 3-run homer with 2 outs in the 10th inning, giving the Yankees a 5-2 victory over the Cleveland Guardians in Game 5 of the AL Championship Series. Now over to a busy night in the NHL. The Calgary Flames fell in overtime 2-1 to the Seattle Kraken. The Vancouver Canucks blanked the Philadelphia Flyers 3-0. The Ottawa Senators edged the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-4. The Dallas Stars dispatched the Edmonton Oilers 4-1, while the New York Rangers posted the same winning score 4-1 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. And there was also a packed schedule in Major League Soccer where 2 Canadian squads saw action. CF Montreal topped New York City FC 2-0, and Real Salt Lake got past the Vancouver Whitecaps 2-1. The postseason begins with Montreal playing Atlanta next Tuesday in the first wildcard game. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.